something with the chat settings really quick. Embed chat. Copy. Give me just a second here, guys. I got to make sure my chat URL is correct. There we go. So we are broadcasting live on Twitch, on YouTube, on Kick. So, yes, we are live once again. Thanks for tuning in. And, of course, I have to use 16-bit music so I don't get any copyright strikes. This is something I actually want to do, right? That being said, though, let's get this show going. We're going to keep that right there. We're going to do screen share. There we go. All right, so the first bit of news this week is the Imperium has owned quite a few bases this week. So let's go through. So first, the Imperium sacked Don Furbuild, or Don Fuhr, however you want to pronounce that. Don Furry, I don't know. But yes, you can see here that they discovered that base and then did some wreckage. They also got the Imperials. Imperium got the Imperials this week. And finally, they went after a highway worker and took a highway worker down. So go Team Imperium. So everybody knows I like those guys. Those guys are all right in my book. So I just got some news here from Eucerius Berry about Bedrock City here. Let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick. We're going to just go ahead and turn this down just a little bit so we can see what Eucerius Berry shared with us. We got a new member. Oh! So they're going to be rebuilding Bedrock City. For those of you that don't know, Eucerius Berry did a really impressive build called Bedrock City years ago. I don't know what's happened with it since, but apparently Eucerius is bringing it back. That is cool. Oh, thank you, Constellation. Better a W than an L, right? This is a pretty well together put video here, man. Now, I hope to dear God that this isn't... I hope to dear God that wasn't any kind of copyrighted music, man. I'm trying to avoid that shit. Oh, man. Look at that. The kick spammers just... come right out. I really hate that. What's up, General Shepard? All right. Well, that was pretty cool to see, Eucerius. Let's see. He's also got a screenshot of the new Bedrock City, and from what I can tell, it looks like he's doing it inside of a lava cast. I could be wrong, but you know, just me looking at all that cobblestone there. Looks like it's definitely something being built inside of Lava Cast. There, one last look there at it. There we go. All right. All right, let's get the tunes back on here. There we go. Well, that's funny. Screen share, audio output capture. Oh, you know why? I know why this is doing that. Hang on. Volume mixer. Here we go. There we go. Now we should be able to get some nice... Alright, so while I get some shit together, if anybody else has some news they want to DM me, I'm going to be going through the 2B2T subreddit. And we're going to see... Oh, wait. Baritone for Bedrock players. Wait a second. Guys, this is something I got to share here. So it looks like Eucerius Barry is working on some client stuff for Bedrock players, right? So let's go ahead and have a peek at that real quick. I'm gonna pause this. What's going on, Witch? All right, so we're gonna go back to screen share here. So Eucerius has got. What he says is...
All right, what do you think of this?
Baritone. Damn. Fucking color me impressed, man. Wow. That's fucking killer, bro. That is killer, man. And then he got one other screen. Let's look at that again. I mean, it's early, right? It's not like polished out completely yet, but / baritone go to. Okay, so I'm familiar with that baritone command. Wow, dude, that is nuts, man. Super cool. Cause like I'm looking at what's out there for clients for Bedrock, and there ain't shit, dude. So if you could deliver something, okay. Eucerius Barry is sending me quite a bit of stuff here. Okay, James Arthur is letting me know about some. He's gonna kind of be doing some. So James Arthur is my moderator. Can't keep things under taps without him, but he does a fantastic job. All right, so let's look at this video by Eucerius here. Oh man, this is I am going to get a. So is this like a... Okay, I'm guessing this is a montage of... Okay, Eucerius Barry. Wow. He's going through some of his old bases. Bedrock Barry. Wow. I gotta say, man, that is fucking incredible, dude. Oh, wait, he's got one more amazing thing to show off here. Hang on, let's load that up. So I will say this. There was a lot of people really pissed off about Bedrock coming, and they were blaming Bedrock for being part of why 2B is going through the shit with Microsoft, which we're going to get to later on in tonight's podcast. But Bedrock had nothing to do with it. Okay, Bedrock, nothing to do with it at all. And the really smart people, like obviously Eucerius Barry here and some other people, are seeing the utility of Bedrock, right? Like, I could whip out my phone and I could fucking do 2B2T shit on my phone from anywhere. I could be on a plane, I could be on a train, requiring this fucking computer over here. Nah, fuck it, or a laptop. No, your cell, buddy, your cell phone, and that's what Bedrock is bringing to 2B2T. I am fucking excited about it, and if you're not excited, you probably don't have a pulse. So let's look at this last video Eucerius sent me, and then we're gonna go scroll through some of these forums, post some of these posts here on the subreddit. Loves it, he says. Wow. Wow. Wait. What was that note? Let's see. What is this? Granite 3, gravel 3, A3, dirt 1. I can't make heads or tails of that. Wait. We gotta go back again. Sorry, guys. I want to see who's here. Fuck, I missed it. So we got Drakir, Dreamer, Electro, Slaying Stars, Hulk Smash U, Raspberries 84, Cass Hyperion, and Eucerius Barry. So I've kind of heard some of these names in passing. A lot to unpack here tonight, guys. User Barry. Wait, are these alts? Wow. You guys see what's going on here? This is like a palette cycling texture. So Eucerius is going full tilt on Bedrock, it seems. Wow, he's doing visuals. I don't know if he's doing those transforms there. Animations? Wow. Oh, that's insane. A little juggalo action there. So some nice particle effects. Wow. Eucerius is really... He's really going off the wall with okay, so Constellation 667 has some things he wants me to look at here. That's very nice. I like that. Now, just so you know, this one you have here with a pirate ship, I should let you know that I am a huge fan of the Goonies. I fucking love pirate ships. I've sailed for years, and I dig this pirate ship. This is cool. All right, let's see what else we got here. All right, I'm gonna put my music back on because I like some music. So these are Imperium pirate ships. And some kind of an airship. And that's like the Statue of Imperium. Like the Statue of Liberty. That is cool, man. You guys at Imperium do some neat builds, man. Wow, that is cool. That's like a Taurus, but it's like a spiraling Taurus. Okay, what do we got here? We got some more Eucerius Berry stuff going on. All right, let's see. Let's take a look here. The Mush Experience. Oh, you know what this reminds me of? You know what this reminds me of, Eucerius? This reminds me of, not quite, but close. But it's kind of like a mashup of two Street Fighter stages. That's what this reminds me of. Like the elephants, they look like Dhalsim stage to me, and then. Maybe there is no Thailand in here. At first I thought maybe there was some Thailand in here. But, you know, you got the multi-arms here, like Kali or any of the other Indian gods. So maybe this is all India. Bro, if you ever want to do something that would, like, tickle my pink, man, redo a Street Fighter stage. I'd like that. I'd like to see that. Like, redo Thailand. That'd be excellent, man. Let's see what we got here. This is cool. Some floating islands. More Indian style going on here. That's pretty cool. And rounding out, we got a Harlequin juggling some balls. I like that. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, guys. I'm very impressed with these builds. Good job, everybody. Great job. All right, well, let's head on over and take a look at some other stuff here. Let's see, VC10. I don't need that. Let's go back into the 2B2T. So let's talk about the stuff people already know about, just where it is this week, right? So we're gonna do a screen share again. I'm gonna shrink myself up because I don't need to be that big on a screen share. I don't like my head being cut off that much either, but there we go. That's nice. Maybe I can stretch that out. There we go. Yeah. All right, so 2B2T is taking some new actions this week. A lot of people are finding that their posts are suddenly deleted. So if you, in the regular 2B2T subreddit, if you post anything about how you're being censored or your dissatisfaction with the rule changes, or saying stuff like, you know, oh, let's all go to Constantium, the moderators of the 2B2T subreddit are actively fucking your shit up. Now let's see, Minecraft censorship. So this, I don't know that I've actually seen this video yet. Let's have a look.
The end of Minecraft Anarchy servers is now officially upon us, as declared by Mojang. So, recently 2B2T, the biggest, oldest, and most famous Anarchy server there is, has been implementing a series of rules and changes preventing even the most trivial of behavior. And not only that, but the server's admins have been caught physically while editing and removing the builds of protesting.
Okay, I did see this video already, so I don't need to play this again. This is more of the stuff that I covered last week. For example, we talked about the world editing that's been going on. You know, a lot of people are really upset. I still feel like people's anger is being misdirected at the 2B2T staff. I really do. You know, if this was their balls, right? If this was 2B2T's balls, Microsoft basically has them firmly fucking crunched like that. There's nothing they can do. And some of the other things I've heard people say, like using alternative authentication services, I don't know if that's going to work long term, right? Because you got people. Okay, the one argument I heard about these alternative authentication services is that new players will have to download a mod and install it in order to use these alternative authentication services, not Xbox, something else. And a lot of people feel like that's too much, right? I feel like that's too much to ask of a new player. One of these services, I guess the mod was in Modrinth, and Modrinth removed it, probably because of Mojang. One of these was actually hosted on GitHub. Let me see. I don't know if I still have the... Open source... Yeah, I don't see it, but there is a one of these was hosted on GitHub, and you know, like the point I made was, you know what, Microsoft owns GitHub, and you're not going to see that in a week, and I think that's already happened. I think it's gone. Let me double check. Okay, so let's go ahead and I found the names of some of these. So let's look a few of these, okay? Oh, okay, that one's still up. All right. So these are the projects currently out there. So you have Unmojang, which is hosted on GitHub. And this is going to be this is a method for taking the Minecraft authentication out of Minecraft and using something else. Basically enabling pirated copies of Minecraft to play Minecraft. Patch nearly any Minecraft version to use custom API servers, Fjord launcher, Prism launcher fork with support for alternative auth servers, Yggdrasil compatible API server. Okay. So it looks like this project's actually been really busy, really recently too. So let's see how active they are with this right now. There we go. Put a little shading on the chat so you guys could see yourselves talk if you wanted to. Dude, why is this thing... Okay, while that's loading, let's take a look at this. This is Elibi. This is another option people are talking about as an alternative auth method. And they say, oh, it's free and this and that. And, well, here's your first clue where this comes from. This is Russian. Not only is it Russian, it doesn't appear that oh no, they got English articles. Okay. But long term, I don't see this as a solution for 2B2T. Look, the real solution here, okay, the real solution is every single server operator has got to get in touch with every other server operator. They got to pull together what little fucking shekels they have, and they need to hire a fucking lawyer to do some damage here. They need to hire a whole fucking law firm. Now, if it's true 2B2T is making the kind of money that people say it is, and some of these other larger Minecraft servers are making the kind of money they say they are, if they all pull their resources together, that would be a big fucking battle chest, right? But I don't know why they're not doing that. I just don't get it. They're basically, people want to fault Housemaster for certain things, but this is one thing that I would fault him for is they need to start talking to other server operators. They need to take the top 10, each of them throws down 10 grand, and that's 100 grand right there. That's gonna hire a pretty nice lawyer for you, and go fucking sue Microsoft. Let them know that they're fucking overstepping. Or the other thing they need to do here, get this, guys, they need to get this into mainstream media. And I mean, I think it's going to be tough telling mainstream media, oh, Microsoft said we can't build dick shit and nipple map art anymore, or we can't build swastikas. And but the story to media would need to be that these are free speech issues. Minecraft is a game like Microsoft Paint. What are they going to do next? Like police what people paint with Microsoft Paint? No, and that's the way I would go after it. I could be wrong. But anyways, let's go ahead and look at some more stuff here. All right, so we got Alex B5. Okay, this is just some guy asking, how do I get it for free? Oh, muted from 2B2T chat. Oh, and one thing I did find out this week from a post is... apparently, priority queue is the only people that can chat on 2B2T. If you're not in priority queue, you cannot chat on 2B2T. Now, I haven't confirmed this yet. Let's see, is anybody here still watching? No. Nobody else got anything new. So that's that. So let's go on and get some other, there's basically a lot of people complaining about what's going on with 2B2T. Let's go over to uncensored because that can be a little spicier. Huh. This is interesting. This just got posted 4 hours ago. It looks like folks are figuring out a way. It looks like folks are figuring out a way to exploit Core Protect to dupe items. That's interesting. And James writing, that's exactly my point. Imagine if they can limit your speech by their standards and definitions of hate speech. Would it stand up in court? I don't think it would, bro. Yeah, I mean, what are they going to start telling me? Oh, you can't. You can't draw. Like here's paint, dude. Look, I'm gonna draw something here. Look at that, dude. It's an upside down cross. Oh, no. Are they going to tell me I can't draw an upside down cross in paint? Are they going to monitor what I'm doing in paint? And like, smack my pee-pee because I drew an upside down cross? Microsoft is one to be throwing rocks in the glass house. Apparently, Bill Gates been diddling kids out on Epstein Island. For fuck's sake. Okay, so this guy actually... Wow. No, we don't have. Well, I mean, I know for myself, I would just go with Ubuntu at that point. I mean, really. If Microsoft wanted to be that draconian about it, I would just go Ubuntu. And I know for 100% of my hardware, there's drivers for everything. It's not like it was back in 2000 or 2004. NVIDIA is heavily invested in developing GPU drivers for Linux now, especially now that all their shit's going into data centers. All right, so 54 minutes ago, Sushi was... yeah, you posted this to another spot. What is this? Rich base, old server. Oh, man. They are... here's the thing. I don't even know if we know for a fact fucking Curtis is a guy, right? What the fuck is this queue? Now, is this the one that I had? No, this is the same one we just saw. Should we move to Hightail? I would say yes. That's me. Now, what's funny is there's one guy. People are still. So here's the shitty thing about all this. People are still using this as an opportunity to try and sponge a player base off 2B2T and put it, get it to their own server. Which, yeah, guys, if you're doing that crap, that stinks of desperation, man. Imagine if car manufacturers were to put in the EULA that you can't drive them to protest areas and that you agree to allow them to shut off the engine for your protection. Also, they encrypt it and claim DMCA protection. Yeah, exactly, dude. I mean, it really is overstepping. I think a big part of it too, though, is right now a lot of these rules that were in place to kind of protect consumers have been, for lack of a better word, removed. Right, so we have less consumer protections now, and hopefully in 2028 that'll all change back. Let's see, screen share again. There's some interesting stuff in Uncensored. 2B has changed ownership. When might 2B die out? See, this is how I could tell some little kid wrote this, because look at this. These are the worst sentences I've ever seen. It's like somebody doesn't understand how fucking periods work. Periods work because you have a subject, an action, and then fucking a finale, I guess you could say. Housemaster has the entire server in his grasp. He has the massive file. We can get him to send us a copy of it. We can make a new server. Good luck with that, asshole. To be found on the FC files. This is kind of funny. There's like a 2B2T like right at the bottom of it. All right. All right, and this was 5 days ago. This is what I posted, so we are done with that. Oh, this is interesting, even though it's 6 days ago. I don't know that I talked about this last week, but there are only 75 regular slots and an unlimited amount of priority slots. So to everybody trying to not pay $20 a month, remember, there's only 75 of those slots. So to give you some idea, I guess, right now 2B2T has 1,362 players, and 75 of those slots are non-priority. That's what that means. That means less than 10%, like a third of a percent of the total players right now on 2B2T are non-priority players. So if you think you can get away with just letting a computer idle for 48 hours and connecting, and good luck. Good luck to you. That's all I gotta say about that. All right, so I think that pretty much goes through the news for the last week. Let's see here. House is such a insufferable retard. Well, House would know how to capitalize and put a period at the end. All that. Oh. Let's see. My wife is messaging me something. Let's see what she's messaging me. Oh. That corgi wants to play. He wants to play with his ball in the rain. He don't give a fuck. Like, throw that fucking ball from me, bitch. By the way, if you check out my YouTube channel, I have a couple of videos up from today's corgi meetup. Some of you may or may not know this about me, but I own a corgi. I love corgis. I've loved them since Cowboy Bebop and Ein, and they are just an amazing fucking dog. They are really smart. All right, so let's go ahead and keep on keeping on here. Chew Master funded by 8-Pack. House is in the camping restaurant in Curtis. See, this is what I get. Like, people keep saying this is anarchy. It applies to him, too. It's always been like this, idiot. And yeah, exactly, dude. You can just fucking not play there. So, okay, that's enough of this subreddit because, as you can see, here's the thing. We get a lot of people coming into 2B2T. It reminds me of... Let me show you what it reminds me of. Let me see if I can find this. Here we go. So this is what 2B2T reminds me of, right? So if you've ever seen the movie Pinocchio, and I'm probably going to get hit with copyright for this, and they're going to be like, you can't use our shit. So I'm going to turn the volume down on this because I don't want to get hit by Disney's copyright. I really don't. But if you've ever seen Pinocchio, right, there's this scene called Pleasure Island where they take the boys, and the boys can basically do whatever the fuck they want, right? So let's fast forward. Here comes the boys. They're going to 2B2T, right? All these teenage boys are getting ready to go to 2B2T and have fun. And they're breaking shit. And they're setting shit on fire. And they're griefing shit. And they're smoking cigars. And they're drinking. And they're turning into jackasses. But okay, outside of the jackass part, I think that's really the appeal of 2B2T to a lot of younger kids. They think, oh, I can go here and I can do what I want, and that's because that's anarchy. That's what it is. And really, that's not what anarchy is. That's just being a fucking jackass kid, I guess. But yeah, I had to mute that because, you know, that's Disney. You don't fuck around with Disney, man. The mouse will fuck you up. Mouse will fuck you up. He ain't taking no names. God damn it, Scoob. Oh, okay. Let's go back to the main 2B2T sub here. Okay, so this guy's talking about... He's basically talking about Hitler, saying fucking 2B2T is Hitler. You fucking ass. All right, this is interesting. So we got technical load here. He's rejuvenating some roads. And this is cool. He built a little something. I'm guessing this is on one of the canals. Nice looking, right? Oh, that's cool. You can kind of look out at the sunset there. Good job, Technical Load. I like that. You like that analogy, James? Yeah. I mean, that's the fantasy kids have about 2B. They think it's Pleasure Island. They think they're going to go there and fucking do whatever the fuck they want, and no grown-ups or authority to tell them, knock that shit off. And, at the end of it, I felt that way for a while. When I was playing back on the server start, we had none of that, and it was. But now it's turned into Pleasure Island. So this person's like, you can't mention anything bad about the server. Big brother. Oh, boo-hoo. I found a base close to spawn. Oh, that's cool. They got a map art maker there, and got Tux the Penguin on it. Oh, shit. Where'd I go? There we go. We got some Old Lady North pixel art. That's kind of cool. I actually played some Hightail with Old Lady North and Kent Nightingale a few weeks back. Oh, South C1 was asking a question. Wow. Oh, wow. I did not catch this, guys. This is crazy. Because Housemaster. Wow. So Sal is basically saying Curtis runs this shit. And I'm sure Sal would know. That's interesting. So Poe 3 from last week, doing some art, and this is Michelle, the leader of the 2B2T artists. I like stuff like this. I really do. It's a welcome change from all the drama and bullshit that, I normally cover on this podcast. A lot goes on in 2B2T in a week. This guy's asking, what is this? This is an illegal block or a block that has no texture. Let's see what the crowd has to say. Alpha block. Leaf or wood. Okay. If you're crystal people on site at Nether Spawn, fuck you. I don't have infinite totems. I couldn't agree more. So there's just some grief base. It looks like it got wrecked to the... Looks like it got burned to the ground. Okay, so here's what I was talking about earlier. Non-priority players are chat banned. That's new. I bet nobody thought that was happening. I love Mario Kart music. The Ice Highway. I remember the Ice Highway. Oh. So pretty much pay to play now. It's always been that. Found a cool circle. Thanks, Earth. This guy made it out to the world border. I had no idea the world border was that fucked. World border looks about as fucked as Spawn almost. All right, that's a nice looking base. We're up to 5 days. This guy keeps posting about his lost continent of Lemuria. The Church of Reginald. I always have to wonder about some of these builds, right? Because were these actually built on 2B2T, or is somebody showing off their single player world? And I've caught people doing that shit, right? Like, they fucking. An old screenshot from 2011. Well, except that this is a high resolution texture. So I don't know. Maybe. I don't remember the stuff on the tool belt being that high res. I built a Spawn 2B2T. Oh, this guy. Okay, so this interesting. Post by Decrom. If you search 2B2T, he's built a version of Baritone specifically for mining materials, right? So it'll do shit like you'll be mining along, and then it'll lay down a ender chest. It'll pull out a shulker, and then I'll dump all your materials into an empty shulker, and then I'll put the shulker back into your ender chest for you. See, Baritone don't do that. But this guy's software does do that. That's a pretty new development, but, you know, I think so many people just dupe.
We are going to do another showcase of my MedHack add-on for this year. Today I'm going to be releasing and doing a mini showcase and explanation how to use on the miner module. What it is, Baritone.
What it is.
Improved to VTP usage and fully automation. The cute thing about playing on Anarchy server is that we have freedom of using automation and tools like Meteor, Baritone, and everything. The thing is that Baritone is not smart enough to save the items in the inventory. It doesn't manage the inventory pretty well. It does.
Yeah, so this is basically Baritone with inventory management and dumping shit back into a shulker, which gets dumped back into an ender chest, which is fucking cool. I will fully admit, I haven't fully watched this video. I don't know everything that it does. You know, I think it'd be cool if it did something like, you know, created blocks, but that's a whole different ball of wax there. All right, so we're almost up on 7 days of news from... Okay, 8 days. So that's it. That is all the news for this week. Let's see if anybody's got anything else to throw out there. Yeah, we're coming up on our hour, 48 minutes or so. Let's see if any other news or DMs or anything like that came through. Nope, that's it. That is it. So that is it for this week, guys. Thank you so much. I know I got like 7 or 8 of you watching right now, which is super cool. Let me know in the comments what you think of everything going on with 2B2T, the censorship, some of the other things we talked about, like the dupe exploit with the anti-cheat plugin that's recently been installed. What do you think of some of these builds that we took a look at? Eucerius Berry, some of the Imperium builds. What do you think about Imperium fucking up Dawn Furry? Man, I personally, I don't like. I don't know if Deloaded is still involved, but I never really liked Deloaded. I always thought he was kind of a shit. One night I'm trying to cook a fucking steak, right? And he calls me up and he fucking chews me out for like 30 minutes about how I need to fucking show him the locations of chicken bases and starts accusing me of letting Bezopon manipulate me, and it just went off the fucking deep end. And then afterwards, like, I think I told Kit about it, and I'm like, Kit, yeah, this dude fucking called me up and chewed me out, and then, he sends me a DM, I never did that. It's like, whoa, dude, you're fucking crazy, man. Fucker's crazy. I would have to dig through my live streams, but yeah, he kept me on the line quite a while. I didn't want to talk about that shit. Anyways, what else did we cover tonight? I think that's it. So again, James, thanks for holding the fort down. Everybody else, we will see you again next week. It's been excuse me, Megaton Punch. What's that? It's been a pretty good week of news, and let's see what happens next week. Again, got a big thank you to the Imperium for looking out for me. Fucking love you guys. Imperium on top. All right, guys. See you next week. Good night.